Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. Holiness, the Finished Foundation by J. Paul Taylor. This is an author that I've recently come across. It was recommended to me by Dr. O.C. Marler, and it's absolutely fantastic stuff. So, I don't remember how many of his books. Or was this only one? There's another one he's reading now that's fantastic. But I try to get at least one, but I thought I got more than one based on his recommendation. So, of course, I like anything from Holiness. So Dr. J. Paul Taylor, Bishop of the Free Methodist Church, is known for his eloquent preaching. He's an artist with words. The portraits he paints are unforgettable. One is, however, carried beyond the sheer beauty and power of writing. Words are used as a means to an end. The end is also always lofty and holy Christian. The reading is made easy because the writing sings its way into the heart. Bishop Taylor began as a boy preacher, matured into an itinerant pastoral service, as Methodists do usually, assumed advanced leadership as a superintendent of churches, was finally elected to the highest office of his church, Free Methodist Church. So he's authored The Music of Pentecost, A Goodly Heritage. That's the one Brother Marler is reading, and numerous articles and pamphlets. So let's take a look on the inside. I got this one. It's in really good shape. I think this one actually may still be published. It's by Shmuel Publishing, Salem, Ohio. The copyright, 1963, Light and Life Press, Winona Lake, Indiana. But this edition was reprinted in 1995 by permission with Light and Life Press, Old Paths Tract Society, Shoals, Indiana. So it's got a foreword, and I just found it fascinating reading through it, looking through it, because it's based on foundation stones, because Holiness, firm foundation, first foundation, second, third, on to the 10th foundation stone, and a preview of the finished foundation, and then a review of the finished foundation. And so we're going to read just a couple marked here. This is Holiness, the first foundation stone. A holy God is the only assurance that evil be eternally segregated. Omar Khayyam flippantly said of God, "He is a good fellow, and 'twill all be well." This mushy sentiment has been echoed from peak to peak of theological speculation and from valley to valley of non-theological sinning. The speculation is the offspring of the sinning. Although you might deny its parentage, the sinning justifies itself by the speculation. Unholy theologies, this is unbelievable, grow out of unholy hearts. In theory, men ignore or cancel the holiness of God and make a God in their own image. The heathen created gods that were supposed to indulge in all the vices of men, and their gods were the excuse for persisting in these vices. Then I'm going to skip over here. He was made by God, like God, and for God. Now, isn't that amazing, talking about mankind? The primitive fellowship in the Garden of Eden was a normal relationship between infinite holiness and finite holiness, the infinite Son of righteousness shining upon a finite mirror of righteousness to have its rays reflected back in a high and holy communion. So you can just see his flowery language is just absolutely incredible. But it's not high-sounding to sound high-sounding, it's communicative. Basic to the whole saving action is the revelation of holy law, which is in itself a revelation of the holiness of God and the unholiness of man, as a perfect straight edge reveals the straightness of one piece of material and the crookedness of a warped piece. I'm just looking at different things, marked throughout. And so, I, with the finger of God, cast out devils, and in Matthew's account, I cast out devils by the Spirit of God. If the finger of God is the metaphor for the Spirit of God, then the Spirit of God is the personal agent who touches us in power, making the inner man every whit whole, as the touch of Christ made diseased body every whit whole. Thus the holy law of God is once more in the nature of man, because the holy God of law possesses him with his own holy nature of love. So just absolutely amazing stuff. And in the second foundation stone, entire sanctification is subsequent to regeneration, which saves, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. I disagree with that. I hear that in apostolic and UPC churches, but that is not a true theology. The third foundation stone is entire sanctification is attained by the fully consecrated believer upon exercise of faith in the atoning blood of Christ. I remember William Seymour and Durham getting into a battle on entire sanctification or the finished work of Christ. And I think they were hurling invectives at each other, and Durham actually died during that. But we're mostly in the Durham's finished work of Calvary camp in a sense. We would, Acts 2:38, believers, born again of water and spirit. So absolutely amazing stuff, even though I would disagree with some of the tenets, as Methodism, Church of God comes out of Methodism, Nazarene, Wesleyanism, and the like. But overall, the emphasis on holiness, I think it's inescapable if you're a biblicist. So, Holiness, the Finished Foundation by Dr. J. Paul Taylor. I just say I recommend it. So God bless. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.